Hello there, I'm Christy, and let's wrap this up. Today we're going to be tying a ZigZag-a-Turban. Today's wrap, a ZigZag-a-Turban. The ingredients will be the green Woogwin T-shirt scarf and a Wrapunzel Incredible Intersections scarf. It is a lightweight, or light to medium weight scarf. It's a beautiful plaid, blue, pale blue with white stripes, to dark navy blue, to dark green with some teal and other colors in between. Underneath that, we will be wearing a half-stuffed Wendy shaper from Wrapunzel, and then accessorized with a green enamel floral pin. All right, as you can see, I already have my half-stuffed Wendy shaper on, and we are going to get started. Our first scarf is going to be the green Woogwin T-shirt scarf. I do have it already folded lengthwise so that I can find that center point. So open it up here, and I'm just going to take that center point and I'm going to move it slightly to the right or to the left. Spread my right hand out a little bit. It will be a little off center, and that's fine because the shorter end will be over here and we'll be pulling that up into the turban. I'm going to take this over my head and bring this edge to the nape of my neck, and then we will end up folding it under the front just so that we don't have a whole bunch of bulk at the back. So here we are. As you can see, it's right there. And I will come up here and I'm going to put my hands just like this, move my fingers up to right about where my shaper is. Just tuck it under, and then I'm going to grab that edge and just lift and shake and bring it back down. And there, as you can see, my scarf is right where it needs to be. I'm going to tie this in the back, bring this around, and it doesn't have to be super snug. Sometimes if you don't have a shaper, having looser ties actually will help to keep them in place a little bit better. So I'm just going to leave that there. Our second scarf is the Wrapunzel Incredible Intersections, and I already have it folded lengthwise in half. So this is the lengthwise, and then this is my center fold, and I'm going to actually use that center spot and put it right over here and take that center, bring it in. Now we are going to actually be doing the zigzag, so I'm going to turn it on an angle and then come around and tie it in the back on the top side of this scarf knot that we already tied. And there is a specific reason that I do this. I don't want a whole lot of bulk down here at the base of my neck. If I have too much, then when I go to lift my head and look upwards, I can't because I have a big old roll of fabric here. And if I start tying them here, they start pushing my wraps and everything up my head. So that is why I do that. Now, the next zigzag. So we've got our zig, now we're going to do a zag. I'm going to fix this so it looks right. It's going to be with the green T-shirt scarf. So I'm going to go ahead and fold the edges in just to make it look nice. And then I'm going to bring this. I always put my fingers in here and hold this part tight. That allows me to put tension here without pulling on my head or moving those scarves around my head. So I'm going to just pull that up, and it also helps me because my fingers are under. I can spread that scarf out and keep it looking nice. So here is going to be the first zag. And if there are a couple wrinkles in there, it's not a big deal because it actually looks like then you intentionally put some pleats in. I'm going to bring this around, and I'm going to tuck it under that knot and just tuck it up in. And it isn't really going to matter what these look like because we're going to have a scarf that's covering the entire back of your hat. So now, our next zag. We got a zig, we got a zag. Now we do a zig again. This side, and we're going to tuck this in so we don't have a whole big set. And we're going to want to keep this folded edge further forward this side of those raw edges, or not raw edges, but the edges, so that they don't show when we pull it up over. So then there's our next zig, and we're going to bring that over here, and we're just going to tuck it up in that knot. Remember, that's not going to be shown. And then our next tie is going to be this final end of the Incredible Intersections. And we're going to bring that edge in, and we might fold it down a little bit, but then we're going to bring that up and around and give us our final zigzag. And this, because it's not very long, you can just tuck that in right here. If you have enough to reach into that knot, then you can go ahead and tuck it into that knot. It's not going to matter a whole lot. Our next step is our turban portion. And this is going to be opened up. So we're going to come to the back. We're going to pull it more to the center of our head and open that up. Then with your hands on both of the corners, bring it up and over toward the front. And here is where our turban comes in. And I might end up pulling that a little bit. I don't think I had quite enough. So when you need to pull it, just go ahead and stick your hand here and just give a little tug, and it will actually tighten a little bit on your head. But I'm going to bring that now. I have the edges or the corners, and bring that up because I wanted it to come a little bit further forward. And the reason is that when we tie our turban, we're going to take those edges, we're going to tie our turban and get that tied. We're going to take, I'm going to make a square knot in there, so this one is going to come over like this. That's not a square, that's a granny. Ooh-hoo. Still the same knot, oh well. Sometimes it's hard to do when you're looking at the camera. I am just going to tuck these in and then see if I have enough to do the final. Usually what I would do is come back here, pull this, and then come in and tuck it in under that knot. And I may have enough to do that today. There we go. If you have a little bit more length, then you can make it more of a fan fold. And it will look a little bit more. A little bit longer here does give you a little bit length. And remember, I did have a really long, this one was really long. I could have actually shortened it up some. But there, and now we're going to add the final element, which is our accessory pin, the green enamel flower. And I think I'm just going to put that right in here. So I am going to just kind of stick my thumb back there, pull up a little bit of fabric, and then stick my pin through, fasten it, and do I like it there? Yes, I think I do. And that's it. Thanks for wrapping with me. See you next time, and let's wrap this up.